Welcome. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It's John Rice. I want to talk just a brief minute about social media marketing as it relates to nonprofit. I was in a conference yesterday with Philip um, Van Heisen, Van Duzen, Philip Van Duzen, and we talked briefly about the private sector, and uh, I picked up a retail client the other day for men's design clothing, Sal's Men Design Clothing. He'll be launching in February the 1st. But overall, we were on a conference call. It's always good to be in these mastermind conference calls so you can share information with one another and talk to a woman who was actually the cousin of the guy who was giving the lecture and the talk about social media and digital marketing. And she brought up a point of promoting her nonprofit. Was anybody on the call? And I was so entrenched in the conversation, I got back to the leader, and the leader got back to her. And I guess we'll be talking soon about the advantages of social media marketing to nonprofits. Myself being a pastor for 17 years, running a nonprofit, substance abuse and counseling, education counseling. I've always used some type of marketing, and putting sermons up on Facebook and YouTube. I mean, if you go to Pastor John W. Rice Jr., you'll see some of the sermons over the years. We actually have a Facebook page for Horizons Community Development and Sunrise Counseling, which was the counseling arm to Horizon, which is the CDC. However, the marketing that we used wasn't really as effective. Uh, what we know now, we could have gone a lot further. There's only a few people out there that are really using social media to the way that they should do it when it comes to the nonprofit world and churches. And one of the leaders, I'll give him a shameless plug. I don't have there's no shame and there's no ego in my game. If it works and I see something that works, I'll just go ahead and blast it for you. But Jamal Bryant, every time you turn on your phone, he's right there. So he has used the demographics to his advantage. Knows that I'm a pastor, former head of a church and nonprofit, and so I get something from him almost every day. Every time I turn my phone on, New Birth Ministries, from the praise and worship to the sermon to workshops to you name it, to the fact that he has a meeting with Facebook. He's flying out there to have a meeting, whatever the current event is. That's the way you use it. And a lot of churches and other nonprofits do not use social media effectively. And the reason is that they don't take advantage of all of the wonderful tools that they have, the pixels that they have, the fact that you can stream and you can get right to the demographics that you want. Like, for instance, Instagram is skewed 24 to 35. Facebook marketing looks like me. They're older people for the most part. YouTube, if you're not on YouTube and you're going for an over 35 to 55 market, you're missing the boat. Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that might not be your market. However, to move to what the conversation is going, we want to spend more time digging into the demographics and the advantages of using social media that way. So yes, for nonprofits, for churches, effective use of this new vehicle is where it's at. And if you're just doing sermons, or you're just doing your praise team, or your favorite minister who gets licensed, you're using it, but it's not effective to the reach and to the demographics to get a return on your investment. It's not as effective as if you start to use some of the tools that they have available for you.